Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to my very first live stream. I hope to see people here. Let me see. If you are here, start talking to me in the chat box. Okay, so I'm sure someone will be here soon. How were your classes today? How was your booking frenzy last night? When I went to bed at 9 o'clock, I already had 13 bookings. I woke up this morning and I had 33. So how is everybody's booking frenzy? Let me know. Hopefully some people jump on very, very soon. Please let me know that you're here. So I have a few questions today. I got a thumbs up, so somebody is watching. Hi, Danny. How are you? Okay, so I have some questions today. Why or why not do you accept priority booking requests? So I have a question. If you accept the request and you're available to teach at that slot, why wasn't your schedule open at that time to begin with? So actually, Danny frenzied at GoGo Kid, 8 classes that I opened filled. Awesome, Danny. How many classes do you open to get filled at GoGo Kid? Danny she's only doing short notice at VIP Kid so that she could get that extra $2 incentive, and it's working for her. She's making extra money. I think they should pay more for I think so too. Yes. Actually, today I did a priority booking request that it little bit inconvenienced my schedule. Hi, Joanne. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks. You guys, let me tell you about Joanne. So last night, I went to my Facebook feed and I wanted to know who on my friends list works for VIP Kid or GoGo Kid because I was going to send out a message. I was doing this live stream. Well, Joanne and I aren't even in touch anymore. You know how on Facebook you're friends with people you've known, anytime. And I had no idea she was even working for VIP Kid. And she told me she just started. So welcome, Joanne. Alaskan Bush. Oh, hi, Heather. You guys, Heather is my very first referral at VIP Kid, and my very first referral that found me from YouTube. So my first YouTube and my first VIP Kid referral. She had her first 2 classes today. How did they go, Heather? Great to have you here, Joanne. Yeah. And she is also trying to apply for GoGo Kid. She's checking to see if they have any open slots. Have you gotten an interview there yet, Heather? Okay, so let me tell you guys about my priority booking request today. I have this one student who, oh, thank you. Thank you, Danny. I have this one student who books me every Monday and Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So since daylight savings time, that is the time that I drive my son to school. Well, it was 7 o'clock before daylight savings. So they keep priority booking requesting me and I keep turning them down. So finally, I just wanted to, know them to know I was still here for them. So I accepted one and I had to make my son ride the bus today. But he did well getting himself on the bus. I took the half hour off that he was getting on the bus to make sure he got on the bus, but maybe I could take advantage of those peak time incentives and extra money if he did well getting on the bus today. So let's see, I'm trying to keep up with, okay. Thank you for all the congrats on my first live, and everybody's congratulating Heather. Heather, type in the chat box, let us know how your first 2 classes went today. She had an assessment, or is that the one you have on Thursday? One of her first few classes is an assessment for your first time. Yes. Oh, I just saw Heather had technical issues and class ran over. Well, Heather, as long as you didn't have a class right after, then you're okay. Um, oh, the one on Thursday is your assessment. Okay, good. I did not have an assessment on my third class, but it was maybe like my 10th class. I actually No offense, Heather. I'm glad you got a booking. I actually wish, though, that VIP Kid wouldn't even allow you to teach assessments till you've worked a certain amount of time, because I feel like you don't even know how to evaluate a student until you've done some of the lessons. Like, I definitely made mistakes on my very first assessment that I did. Um, you're Oh, you did have one right after. Wow. Your first two bookings so happened to be back to back. Yeah, because I definitely made mistakes. So, Heather or anybody new, I recommend that you take advantage of this. VIP Kid offers a one on one mentor session. So, I took advantage of that when I was new. And I actually gave them, they will watch a class. I had them watch my assessment class because I felt like it didn't go well. And I wanted to give them my worst class so they could give me feedback on how to be better. And it actually wasn't all bad feedback. So, um, oh no, Heather, you contacted the firemen and they marked you as missing. Oh no. Ugh, my advice, you're talking about the second class, right? The one that the other one went over, so the second class. My advice is, even if there's technical problems, if you have a class after, you have to end on time. Yes, because so did you get a teacher no show? I hope you got a teacher IT. That's better than a teacher. Oh, so Heather asked when are videos available to watch them again. Usually within a few hours after you've done them. Go back where you see the student's name, go to the classrooms, you go into the classroom, you can see the video. It usually takes a few hours before they're up and running again, or before the video is out. So I'm going to ask some questions. So I'll let what you guys answer, then I'll know that you're interested in, and I'll let you guys lead where the topics go. I've been afraid to do it live because I don't want to talk to myself. I like a back and forth. I like talking to people. It's not natural for me. So here's my other question. Have you ever had a class, you went to the class, you left the class saying, that was horrible. I'm not even going to ask for feedback I'm not even going to ask for apples in my feedback because that class went so horrible, only to be pleasantly surprised. They give you 5 apples and they rebook you. Has that ever happened to you? Thank you, Heather. Has that ever happened? It's happened to me a few times. Definitely. I am new to teaching level 2. I don't consider myself that good at it yet. I'm not good with the little ones as much. And I have this one family that absolutely loves me. They keep giving me 5 apples. They keep coming back. Uh, the first class, I didn't know the timing of level 2, and ended 10 minutes early, and I just started repeating slides. I started playing games, and they gave me 5 apples for that. So have you ever gotten 5 apples and been very surprised? Really? Okay. Or the opposite. You thought the class went great. It was an awesome class, and then they gave you 4 apples or less. Okay, so Heather is going to write to the parents and ask them how I can improve. I really want to do well for them. Okay, you know what, Heather? Here's my advice. If someone disagrees with me, go ahead, tell Heather what you think. But I think you should send them a card and ask in the card, because if you ask them to send you feedback, you risk them sending you 4 apples or less, and that affects other parents booking you, and that affects your average. Over a year's time, you have to have a certain percentage of 5 apples to get a raise. you could send them a card, which Heather, you can do through your iPad through the app. Actually, if you go to Danny's channel, Danny Happy Farms, she has a video on how to send an e-card, like step by step. So, and she's very detailed. So I would do that. And when you're new, Heather, do that for every single class. Send every single kid a card saying, I had a great class. I hope you come back. Yes, when you get to be a veteran like me, you have lots of classes every day. You don't have time to send everybody a card. Danny actually is very organized. Every Sunday night, Danny, did you do this last night? She sends everybody a card and she actually writes down who she sent it to. Yes, I would. Heather asked if she should apologize for the second class being late. So you still did the second class, Heather? Because you said it was marked as missing. Did it get marked as a teacher no-show, but you still did the class? I hope you still get paid for it if that's the case. Oh, there, Danny's going to link her card. Okay. So you guys, I am trying to certify for 2 new levels. Tell me if any of you have these certification, Phonics and the Voice of VIP Kid. Do any of you have those certifications, and can you tell me about them? Is Voice of VIP Kid, is that singing? Because I don't like to sing. I might not do that one if it is. Real Letter to China. Danny, how did you get the person's address to send a real letter to China? Is this through VIP Kid or GoGo Kid? Danny's sending like a true mail letter to China. All right, so you guys, oh, you don't have those certifications? Yes, and everybody else on here is new. Don't quote me, but I think I might be the panda this week. I haven't gotten official word this yet, but they told me either last week, which didn't happen, or this week. And I guess I should explain for the new people. I'm talking about Feedback Panda. Heather and Joanne, when you guys get more students and you have to do a lot of Feedback Panda is a godsend. I have a video on my channel. You can watch it, and I have a link. It helps you do feedback, but not only that, it helps you keep track of the students. So Heather is applying to GoGo Kids. So Heather, when you get to GoGo Kid, they do not have teacher-to-teacher feedback, and they do not have a way to track your student like VIP Kid does. So it's even more valuable for GoGo Kid. But it keeps track of the students. It also keeps track of your 5 apples. So if you get a 5 apple rating, you can sync it to Feedback Panda. And then when you have that student again, you can easily look and say, oh, last class they gave me 5 apples, and you can thank them in the feedback. Okay, what about the suggestion feedback? Does no one use that? What do you mean by, I'm not sure what you mean by suggestion feedback, Heather. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. So Feedback Panda, they interviewed me in their newsletter, and they also interviewed me for a video interview, and that should be up soon too. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to read the comments. All right, so Heather said in the actual lesson, there are props with sample feedback. Are you Oh, thank you, Joanne. Have you heard of Feedback Panda, Joanne? I know you're new to VIP Kid. And Joanne, you said in your private message to me that you haven't opened any slots yet for VIP Kid. So how long have you been working, and why haven't you opened slots? I'm just curious. Do you have another job, or you're just nervous, or... So I also want to ask, I'm not sure if anybody on here is going to know, because I already know Danny doesn't do this and everybody else is new, but has anybody done the substitute teaching program through VIP Kid? You have to get a special invitation. So you get an invitation. It asks you to join the substitute teaching program, which I got. And then you actually, whatever slots you tell them that you can work, you have to close them on the booking page. You have to close them. So it doesn't keep track of your substitute slots on the booking page. You have to close them until Friday when you get the email whether or not they accept your slots. So they may or may not take your slots. So what I've been doing is I wait till Thursday. That's the last day they accept. And any of my slots that I haven't booked, I give those to their substitute teaching. Well, every single week for the past 3 or 4 weeks, none of them have booked, and I have to close them. So online, everybody's telling me to, give them the peak time slots, but I really don't want to do that because I'd rather have them for my regulars. Also, there in the substitute teaching, a lot of times it's last minute. You risk a bad rating. Parents get mad because their normal teacher wasn't there. You also sometimes are starting late because they don't know they need a substitute till after. You have to go to the 28-minute mark. I end at 25:00 if I have a class after, and I rarely go over. I've gotten this timing thing down. Everybody, if you don't know, I have a live TV background. I used to work on live TV, and the timing that you use for your online classes is very similar to TV timing. You start at a certain time, whether you're ready or not, you end at a certain time. And I literally can say goodbye for 15 seconds. So 25:00, I'm out of there. So I don't like the substitute teaching, the fact that you sometimes have to go to 28. I use that time in between classes. Sometimes I wake up my son or check on my kids or change props. Okay, let me read the feedback. Danny says, I got the invite once during the storm back in the fall. They were expecting to need me, but did not for the slots I opened. Sounds like it's not really worth it to sub. So they do give you an extra $2, but there's a but. Only if the slot actually books. If the slot doesn't book, you still get the regular pay, but I don't like the risk. As you know, Danny, I'm a planner. I don't like maybe you'll get $2, maybe you won't. That was to not book with your regulars, possibly have to go to the 28-minute mark. I don't know. So Joanne said, not yet. It's been a couple of months. I'm nervous, but yes, I do have a 30-hour job. So you've been with VIP Kid for a couple months and not open slots, or you open slots and they haven't booked? So Joanne says, I got certified a few levels, but I want to get certified. I think she means for the TESOL. Oh, maybe you mean TOEFL. TOEFL primary, or are you talking about the TESOL that you have to get? And interactive level 2 for the trial class before I book. Not sure if it's a good idea to wait. Interactive level 2 is where the most bookings are, so that's definitely a good one to get if you're new. Danny says, I go over a minute or two most classes. I regret it too. I should work on that timing, Kelly. Show us how you say goodbye. Okay. If it's a level 2, you can really drag it out. Let's say you have 30 seconds. You did a good job. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 5 stars. You learned this today. I keep watching this clock. Bye. See you next time. Good to see you. All the time I'm watching the clock. I have 5 more seconds to say goodbye. Click 25:00. If they're not up a level and you can't count, you could make up something, oh, you did a great job learning about the world and oceans today. Okay, let's see. Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer was my very first referral at GoGo Kid. Only $2. That's not worth it. They gave way more for subs at Say ABC. I agree, Jennifer. Especially the stress that it sounds like. And you only get the $2 if you get the class. So, you just get regular pay for that slot if they don't book a class. Yes, Jennifer works for Say ABC and GoGo Kid. Say ABC has a lot more of a set schedule. $2 is more like short notice, but more hassle sounds like. Yes, I agree. I haven't even done it, but just like I'm closing my slots so that my regulars could book even just for one day. Okay, so Joanne has opened a couple slots but not booked. TOEFL primary. Okay. Most of the students in the TOEFL primary are really advanced. I only had one student, Joanne, that like didn't study the vocabulary ahead of time and really struggled through. But that one's a good one to teach. It's very serious. The students are easy to teach because it's, upper level students. Okay, Heather said, I'm with you on planning. I'd like to prepare. I'm working on the advanced TESOL. Yes, good. I hear the parents like to see that by people's names. MC Trial 3, Level 4, almost finished with it all. Yes, as many as you can get, Heather, will increase your chances of booking. Hi, Teacher Dawn. Thank you for coming. You guys, Teacher Dawn she works for VIP Kid and GoGo Kid. She is a brand contributor for GoGo Kid. She has a very interesting, her latest video. She interviewed Wendy, Danny. Remember you and I around Chinese New Year, we went to that workshop with Wendy where she was telling us all about the culture of China. She had lived in China for several years, so she knew firsthand about Chinese culture. And it was the most interesting workshop ever because, she knew firsthand she had lived there. So Dawn did a very interesting interview with her, which I didn't even know from the workshop, but she actually hated living there because, you guys, it's hard to move to a foreign country. And her daughter also had just gone off to college while she's all the way in another continent. And online teaching actually helped her to love the culture in China again and look back on things with actually like things. So that's a really good video you guys should check out on Dawn's channel. Okay, and let me read the other comments. There are so many more slides at VIP Kid. I never have extra time. I taught 7 today. I liked it though because it was older students. Yes, you guys, for new people, the difference between VIP Kid and GoGo Kid. VIP Kid slides are hard to get through. GoGo Kid, you usually have to fill. And there's advantages and disadvantages to each. And it really also depends on the student. With an advanced student, you want more slides. With a struggling student, you want more time. You wish you could spend more time on each slide. And let's see, everyone's saying hi to each other. Yes, Danny, I think you were talking about Wendy from the workshop. Danny said, love her. Yes, it was an excellent workshop. Dawn said she is awesome. Danny said, I'll go watch that. I'm about to wash dishes, so I'm listening. Okay, well, Danny, don't watch it till my live is over, please. Yes, it wasn't. Okay, Heather said it wasn't at all like I expected in my mock. Are you talking about your first class, Heather? Your first class wasn't what you expected in your mock? So it is very different. I feel like with the mocks and certifying for levels, it's like acting. You have to give a performance. You have to pretend there's a student there. But when you actually get into the classroom, you're actually teaching. You're acting a little bit. I mean, you have to put on a smile even if you're not happy. But you're teaching. So it is very different if that's what I think you meant, Heather. Okay, so since Dawn got here, I want to hear from veteran teachers. Have anybody ever gotten a 5-apple review that absolutely surprised you? So you thought the class went horrible. You didn't even ask for feedback because they're probably never coming back. They give you 5 apples and they rebook you. Have you ever had that? Heather said, neither one of the students smiled, even though I constantly was. Okay, well, as long as you were, Heather, I mean, can't control what they do, but if you're smiling, then they can't give you a bad review because you weren't. So That's fine. Okay, since maybe Dawn didn't. Dawn, have you ever done substitute teaching either at VIP Kid or GoGo Kid? Yep, I was surprised. Why did you think the class went bad when, and then you got 5 apples? So I hear GoGo Kid has a substitute teaching program too, but it's only for peak times is my understanding. For GoGo Kid, not VIP Kid. So you got a 5 apple for GoGo Kid that you were really surprised about, Dawn? Is that what you're saying? Students seemed very bored. Actually, I had one similar very recently. I had a student, the student didn't seem bored. Yes, peak times. Are you a substitute teacher, Dawn, for GoGo Kid? So I had a student that was just very, what is the word? Very stoic, didn't really respond much. So, I mean, I thought the class was so-so. I didn't think it was wonderful, but they gave me 5 apples and rebooked me. So, oh, the 5 apple is VIP Kid. Sorry, there's a delay, so sometimes I don't know what people are responding to. Jennifer says, GoGo Kid's substitute program is very small. Are you a substitute for GoGo Kid, Jennifer? So does it work for people who do know how VIP Kids work? Is it similar to how VIP Kids works? Like you don't do it through the booking page. You have to submit your hours. Okay. And another question I have probably before you came, Dawn, is do you accept priority booking requests? And if you do, if you're available to accept it, why are you available? Why wasn't your slot open for that time? Oh, Jennifer said not good enough to be a sub. I'm sure it's very small at GoGo Kid. And Dawn says, I think it's very different. Okay. And Jennifer says, the people who sub have to have 3 days a week available to sub, so I believe they do not open hours during that time and wait for the call. All right. I would assume they still get paid for that time if they have to leave it open. Dawn, you can confirm. Dawn says, I don't accept priority booking. It's so hard to say no. So Danny, you would be proud of me. You guys, I have been working 7 days a week, and yes, I'm burned out. I mean, occasionally here and there I take time off if I go away for the weekend or something, but so it was last weekend. I worked from 5 to 10. I also went outside and sat in the cold for 2.5 hours because my son had a soccer tournament. Oh, I certified for pre-VIP Kid. They were offering extra money, extra $15 if you get it done by tonight. So after working at VIP Kid, sitting in the cold, and then I certified for pre-VIP Kid. This was the night before St. Patrick's Day. I was trying to spend at 8 o'clock at night when I was exhausted. I was trying to cut these out. So I got very overwhelmed. My husband had to help me finish cutting these out. And I said, I need 1 day off a week, just 1 day. So Danny, I'm either doing Saturday or Sunday, not both, but it depends on my schedule. I think next weekend I took Sunday off, the weekend after I took Saturday off. But I got priority booking requests for the Saturday that I took off in 2 weeks. The students, once they take your class on Saturday, they want to rebook 2 weeks from now. So I said no to all the priority booking requests. I really need to take a day off. It is draining working 7 days a week, and all of us need 1 day a week off. Dawn says, we stay on standby on Skype. Yes, that is correct. We get paid if we don't teach. Okay, that's only fair because you have to block the slots off. Heather says, I know exactly how you feel. Remember how I booked all night and waited for students? I know, Heather. Heather, you guys, yes, she put all of her slots short notice and stayed up waiting. So I did overnights back when I first started. It is what started me at VIP Kid. when I first started opening overnights, I would get a 1 a.m. here, a 2 a.m. there. I would get random. So it was the Mid-Autumn Festival that was my breakthrough. The kids were off school and they were home during the day. My slot started booking like all night long. I didn't I would start opening my slots. I opened from midnight to 10, and there was one night when I worked all of those slots with no breaks. So I did that for 2 weeks straight, and then I was overwhelmed, and I was like, okay, now I'm going to do it on my terms. Now I'm going to work just mornings. But I do not regret doing it because it is what finally got my breakthrough, and I got regular bookings. And ever since then, I've been regularly booked. So that was my breakthrough. It is what you have to do in the beginning to get bookings. And Heather, I won't share your personal life, but she needs bookings right now. She really does. So um, I'm taking 2 days off. Amazing. Danny, don't you take off Saturday and Sunday? So I'm not doing both. Like Saturdays and Sundays are the best days to get students. And if you're new, like you, Heather, and you're really trying to get bookings, I would definitely keep Saturdays and Sundays open because a lot of teachers take off and that's when a lot of students want the bookings. So for a new person, that is a great time. Keep them open. Um, okay, so maybe some of our veteran teachers can answer Heather's question. I have not even been working online teaching for a year yet, so I have not done that festival. I don't know. I know during Chinese New Year bookings went down. Jennifer says, I take off Wednesday and Friday, but work weekends. Say ABC closed homerooms for the festival, so I'm taking off Saturday. Okay, Saturday and Sunday. I could take off during the week. I thought about doing that, but then I would feel like I don't really get a day off because I still have to get up and get my kids to school. Like I want a day when like totally off. I don't have to get anybody up for school. I can sleep in. So Dawn says, I don't remember. Okay, so let's see. Dawn, I probably asked this question before you came. Do you have at VIP Kid the phonics and the voice of VIP Kid? Do you have those certifications? And what can you tell me about them if you do? Because I'm looking to get certified with those. Jennifer says, I imagine it will be a crapshoot as to whether there will be bookings or not. You guys, I don't want to butcher the name, so I'm not going to say the name of the festival. I'm sure some families will be busy and some won't, right? You guys, it's probably like our holidays. Some people travel and they won't book, and other people will be home and off school, so they'll book more and they'll book at different times. Tomb Cleaning Festival, okay. Jennifer said, wow, you guys, I didn't realize it was almost 11. I've been talking for a long time. I didn't realize I could keep it up that long. So I will probably end soon, but let me know. Jennifer says, like a Chinese Cinco de Mayo. Okay, good to know. And when is that? Do you know, Jennifer? Or so we can tell me. Yep, I actually looked that up. Heather said, okay, go Kid. Dawn says, I have phonics. I don't know if I have the voice of VIP Kid. Honestly, I just teach 1 day a week there and just with my regulars. I make more at Go Kid, so I teach more. Okay. And Jennifer said the festival is April 5th to 7th. Dawn said, I have to run and get some work done. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for coming, Dawn. Bye. All right. And Heather says it's April 5th. Okay. Bye, Dawn. Thanks again. Well, you guys, I'm running out of things to say, and I can't believe I kept my first live up this long. Bye, Dawn. Anyone has anything to say it now. But you guys, Danny is cutting back. She used to do lives every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and she's definitely cutting Monday out, maybe Friday too, Danny. And so I was going to take over her lives. I probably will do this every Monday if you guys want to come. It'll be shortly after classes between 10:15 and 10:30. look for me and we'll just talk about all things classes, online teaching. Joanne says, this is very helpful. Thank you. And it helps me to try harder and not give up. Okay, no problem, Joanne. Good luck with getting your first bookings. Danny says Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Central. For those of us on East Coast, that's 10. And Danny does hers right after class. So class is in and she does it. I need a few minutes. Thank you for your help, Kelly. You're super. No problem, Heather. And Danny wants you guys to come to her live. Come to her live. Subscribe and ring my bell. See you there, Kelly. You did great. Thank you, Danny. All right. Thank you, Joanne, Heather, Jennifer. All right, bye, you guys. Maybe see you at Danny's live, but see you next time I go live. Yes, Heather, every Monday I will start doing this unless I have an appointment or something else come up, and I will let you guys know. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming to all of you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.